Hello and welcome to part 2 of this tutorial series. I know it's been a while, but let's get on with it. Today we'll be covering the software. So today we're going to be discussing the required software you'll need to use to create your very own avatar. The majority of this software is free, and there are free versions of the paid products I use as well, so there isn't any need to drop hundreds of thousands on add-ons and software just to be able to make your own avatar. Links to all of these apps will be in the description below. So first up is the 3D software. The majority of this will take place in Blender. This is where we'll do all the modeling, the rigging, the UV mapping, and the majority of the texturing along with shape keys and renders. It's pretty safe to say that you kinda need Blender. You can grab it from a few different places, such as through their website or via Steam. Either is fine, but the Steam version will notify you when updates are out if that's something you want. Once you've installed Blender, we want a specific add-on called CATS. It's an older add-on designed for VRChat SDK 2. For reference, at the time of recording, we're actually on SDK 3. To get this, go to the GitHub page linked down below, scroll down a little to where it says download, and click the link. Once downloaded, do not open the zip file. Instead, open Blender itself. Go to Edit, then Preferences, select Add-ons, and then Install from File. Select CATS, and then make sure, once it's in that list, that it is ticked. It should now appear in the side panel of your 3D scene. While in Preferences, you may want to change your inputs so that they directly match my own if you want to follow along exactly with the key bindings I used during this tutorial. This is entirely personal, and you can go along with the tutorial in the default settings, just be aware some of the key bindings may be a little different. These changes are found in the key map. I select with the right mouse button and have the spacebar set to search. For me, this makes modeling faster, but it can take some getting used to if you've never used it before. If you don't want to change to a right mouse button select, the main difference is that you'll use the right click for a context menu instead of the W button, and you will use a specific tool to move the 3D cursor instead of just left clicking. If you want to follow my workflow exactly, I would recommend changing your keybinds. And finally, the last thing that we want to check in preferences is just that autosave is enabled. It will save your ass. It doesn't save textures, but it does save the model, the main meat of the project. Now, you'll want a piece of 2D graphics software, which will be primarily used for the eye texturing and to adjust renders and textures just a little bit. I'll be using Photoshop for the majority of this, but a paid alternative of that is Clip Studio Paint Pro. Excellent piece of software. Or if you'd like to go the free route, you can also use KITRA, which is another amazing painting piece of software. You may at some point have heard of Substance Painter. Substance Painter is a much more developed tool for texturing than Blender is, but for the purposes of this tutorial, we'll only be using Blender to texture our model with. We will not be covering any part of the texturing in Substance Painter. For the import into VRChat, we'll need a few things. I'll go over them here, but be aware, since VRChat is a live game, it will get live updates. You will be required to check the website for the exact version currently used, as it may have changed since the time of recording. The best way to do this is to check the VRChat website itself and download Unity from there. Select currently supported Unity version, then Unity Hub. Wait until Unity Hub is installed to then click the link below it, and then allow Google to open that up in Unity Hub. Just hit next on any pop-ups that install, and you should be golden. The final thing you'll want to download is the VRChat SDK 3. Just download the Unity package and put it somewhere safe. We'll be configuring all of this later on in the tutorial. At the time of recording, you also need Dynamic Bones. This is a $20 add-on, which is what gives the avatar its dynamic bones, its flow, its tail, its ears, and such. This is about to be replaced with a physics bone update, so buying it now may not be necessary, but if it is still needed at the point we get to it in the tutorial, I will cover it there. And that's it. That's all we need for the actual avatar creation. Now, there are a few other bits of software that I can definitely recommend because I use them in my workflow. VSEEFACE is a VTuber software, and it's incredibly simple to convert VRChat models to working in it. I've actually already made a tutorial on that one here. DaVinci Resolve is a fantastic free video editor and is actually what this is being recorded on. AVIDEMUX is a great tool to quickly cut clips and recordings and cut them down to a short length. And finally, OBS is fantastic for screen recordings and is actually what I use to stream to Twitch, YouTube, and other platforms. And that's pretty much it. That is all the software we use as part of my workflow. In the next part of this series, we will be looking at all the tools within Blender that we'll be using. But otherwise, thank you for coming. If the video was helpful, please like and subscribe and all that YouTubey guff. And thank you very much. We'll see you in the next one.